Hey guys, today we're going to be doing an unboxing of Hunter boots. Once again, I'm Evelio Mattos, Creative Director of Packaging. We're going to be going through not just the unboxing experience, but we're going to go through how Hunter boots validates the purchase by telling a story and their use of color. For this particular box, Hunter Boots has chosen to use a corrugated RELF style box that's made in a white craft corrugate, printed in 4 colors. We've got the red, this light gray, ivory, and black. So from a brand communication standpoint, the visual design on this is amazing. You've got a large amount of white space surrounding the logo. You've got a clear identification for the URL, and you've got these 2 icons. Both of these icons are representative of their legacy, right? This one's been, they've been appointed to Her Majesty the Queen for suppliers of weatherproof boots, basically. And you know, if you go through Hunter's images, their image catalog, you'll see Princess Diana wearing Hunters, you'll see everybody in the royal family wearing Hunter boots, which really validates, again, just validates the consumer's expectation of this is a quality product. Same thing over here, it's an appointment by the Duke of Edinburgh for supplying weatherproof footwear as well. Same thing. So there's a feeling of I'm buying the same boot, I'm buying the same product as the royal families. And for that reason, because we're talking about a certain level of product and expectation, you're not going to see a lot of over-designed decorative artwork on this packaging. It's just a matter of respecting the product and of course respecting the consumer. So when we actually get into the unboxing, here's what you're going to see is you've got this beautiful heavyweight nylon twill. So when you actually open the box, what you're going to see is this lifts up. You've got these interesting die cuts happening on the side here. We'll dig into what that is later. You've got the red handle here. The red again ties into the color on the side panels. It ties into the color on the inner flap here. Then when you open the box, you've got Hunter in the white and black with the red expanse happening here. Immediately what this is doing is it's taking you away from your home environment. Your messy kitchen with dirty dishes, your office with papers and staplers and everything all over the place, and it brings you into the world of Hunter, right? You always want to create some type of distraction from your environment and pull the customer in. The reason we want to pull the customer into the packaging and away from their overall environment is when you're purchasing something like this online, you've purchased it and you've gone through the brand experience online several days ago. You know, even with Amazon Prime, it could have been hours ago. But the reality is you want to re-engage that consumer, and this is the opportunity to do so. So one of the things that you'll see here on this welcome message, right? You've gone from the outside of the box to the inside of the box, and you're welcoming the consumer into the Hunter brand. So just even as you go through the first paragraph, you've got, you know, Hunter was born out of the British obsession to unearth something new. You've got obsession. This next line is desire. The line after that is spirit. All of these words are captivating, they're motivating, and they're bringing that consumer back into the Hunter brand. You've got this piece here, which the color on it does a great job of tying back to the pack. You know, it's the Hunter original. When you open this up, this little card explains, you know, who it was founded by, explains how to care for your product, and then it even has this little separate piece here that explains the materials and how they were combined. It's a beautiful little piece of marketing. It's really simple. Typically, it's like a hang tag, something you would see on a pair of pants, but it just reminds you that this is a piece of fashion. Then you've got your tissue. This tissue is, there's a subtle pattern on it. It's the scales, the 1856 scale, all over. It's an all over pattern. Then you've got your boots. You pull the boots out, you've got your Hunter boot, and then on the inside you've got an insert. This insert will keep the boots shape so that they don't arrive to you flat. Even with a beautiful unboxing, if your boots arrive and they're all squished, creased, immediately this momentum that you've created in encompassing the consumer in the brand is lost. So you never want to deliver a faulty product. We've got a divider here. This divider also serves as a weight distribution. There's not a whole lot of weight distribution happening here, but it does allow any of the weight, any of the pressure that happens from the inner lid to be distributed across this versus on the edges of the boots. Even though these are going to be worn in the mud and abused from daily usage, you want to make sure that they arrive in pristine condition. Then in the bottom, you get your Hunter dust bag, which has a heavyweight silk screen over the top of it. It's some type of a nylon, and it's a backpack as well. It's really important from a packaging design standpoint to understand the die lines and why they're created the way that they are. As you'll see here, when you open the box, you've got this die cut that's happening right in this area here. Typically, this is just one large panel. Anytime you cut into this area, you're doing so to avoid another panel. So somewhere within this area here, there's a male version of this that this nests into. The most critical part of this panel here alone is this area here, which is what grabs the side of the box and holds that lid closed. So when you open the box, you've got these flaps on either side. The dimension of these flaps is the same as the depth of this box. You want this edge to rest on the bottom of the box. And the reason that you do that is when the box is closed, it distributes the weight to the outer edge. If those were short, this would crease and you'd have multiple creases across the front of the box. And in the case of Hunter, you would have creases going across the branding. So as we look at the interior of the box, you'll see that there are flaps here. This is a slight variation from an RLF where these flaps will actually go the full depth and then lock in. The reason that you don't want to do that where the box locks into the bottom is in order to do that, you would have to have multiple holes. You'd have to have multiple holes here and here in order for the flap to lock. So this allows you to do this style construction without having holes in the bottom of the box. The shoe boxes, one thing you'll always notice is there's a hole in them. There might be two holes. The reason for that is these are pick holes. These will be stacked on a pallet. Somebody needs to be able to reach in, grab one, pull it. They might have a tool that reaches in and hooks, and then they can pull it down. We also talked about there being a male counterpart to this die cut that's happening here. Where you're going to find that is this flap here. When this tucks into this box, into this panel, it actually extends out into the panel where that slides in. So to avoid that and avoid it buckling or tearing the edges of this box, you die cut it. It's something that you're going to want to do if you're building this type of a box. So as you open the box, you'll see that this rollover panel on the front actually has a little male tab here that locks into this hole. Again, reducing the need for glue and allowing you to lock in the front and give you just a really crisp presentation of the box. Other things you'll notice on this box is the handle. The handle construction is actually two die cuts with the handle going out and away from the center. You don't want to fold those handles in and glue them to the middle because all your weight's distributed to one point. So when you pull on that handle, it would rip right through. By extending those handles outwards, you're actually pulling on the material versus tearing through the material. So this is a really smart way to do this. One thing I did notice on the Hunter Boots box is that there was an opportunity here to speak to the consumer and explain to them the fact that this box is recyclable, except for this handle. So as a consumer, I need to tear this handle out, tear this piece out, and remove this before I can recycle this. The recycling center, the MRF, is not going to take the time to pull handles out of anything. As it's going down a conveyor belt, if it reads poly material on a corrugate box, that box will probably get spit out and go into landfill. In some instances, it might get spit out into a secondary conveyor where somebody might pull it by hand, but you can't always count on that. As I was opening the box, one thing I noticed on the side here is that you've got some box information. It might be a part number, might be dimensions. There's also the website of who made this box, goodbox.org. They're making a killer box, putting this thing together. So always take a look as a packaging designer, who is making the packaging that you're looking at. So one thing that you can always check on the box is look at all the information on it. On the front of the box, we've got a recycle symbol. It is completely recyclable, minus this component. That piece is missing. When you look at the back of it, there's the seal, the scale with the 1856. On the side over here with the pick hole, you'll notice that there's an FSC number. You can actually go to fsc.org and type in that number, and it'll tell you who that number belongs to. It might be the manufacturer, it might be the paper plant, it might be the brand. It just gives you a little bit more information about who is making this box and what this box is actually comprised of. So far, with an FSC label, basically means that all these components are from a certified forest, which is awesome. So this Hunter boot box has been a killer unboxing experience. It's hit on all notes in terms of the visual design, the branding, the unboxing, the smart design of the box. The one area that I would say the brand needs to improve on is communicating to the consumers what is and is not recyclable. This handle being the one piece that is not recyclable, you need to explain to consumers to break down the box, how to remove the handle, either put this in the recycle bin or put it into the discard pile. But this box as a whole is completely recyclable, which is an amazing feat. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you want to learn more about unboxing from a packaging design perspective, subscribe below. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.